There we go, that's better. Thank you for joining me tonight, all you wonderful, outstanding people. Keith is in the house. Keith, my friend, how are you? There we go. Well, it's a little warm here. Beautiful evening, but it is warm. I will say that. I wish I was smart. Keep doing good. Nice. All right. I'm trying to get all of my batteries hooked up. When I do live streams, I like to run the phone off the battery pack. It's already dark time for you? Wow. Why is it already dark for you, Keith? I thought you were in the U.S. No? Am I wrong? Am I thinking of the wrong person? I'm thinking of you, but I thought you were in the U.S. No? I'm in the U.S. I know that much. It's about all I know, to be honest. Okay, yeah, I thought you lived in, well, you live in northern Florida, which, how can you be dark at 7 o'clock here or 8 o'clock your time? Are you pulling my leg? Are you trying to pull my leg? We love Florida, to be honest. I know a lot of people don't. We love Florida. We miss Florida. We're going to move to Florida, maybe 90, we're 75, 25 Florida to Alabama. So that's what we're hoping to do. We know the northern part of Florida. I know it very well. My wife knows it pretty well. We have been all over the Panhandle, of course, and then I spent some time down in Jacksonville and shit, I just forgot the name of the oldest city. That's horrible. St. Augustine. St. Augustine is a nice place. Nice place. Jacksonville, I didn't care for. I thought it was just another big, hot, dirty, nasty city. We kind of like the Orlando area, but I really worry about Orlando itself. We like the Space Coast very much. We really like the Space Coast. Well, I like the Space Coast. Let me say that. Sorry. I personally really like the Space Coast. It's quiet. It's peaceful. Now, thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way. We got 200 million people watching me. If you guys want me to take my shirt off later, oh yeah, I got to do that. Make sure you super chat me and I'll take my shirt off. Or I could say, there we go, get that sent out. Forgot I was doing some things, not paying attention. I was talking about Florida, not paying attention. Man, you got, all right. All right, sorry about the freeze up. I had to go over there and post it on Facebook so our fellow friends would know that we're live over on Facebook. So sorry about that. But thank you all for being here. Being here. It's not that bad out. I got invited to go fishing tonight at 10. But I don't know if I'm going to go. I don't think I'm going to go. I think I'm a little, I don't know. 10's pretty late for me to start fishing. Because that means got to leave here by 9 to get to where they're going to go fishing at. And then probably fish until midnight. That's only 2 hours of fishing. And then the drive home, 30, 45 minutes that late at night. I don't know. Bird is in the house. Good to see you. How are you? I'm from Australia. We have a lot of good followers from Australia. Thank you for coming in all the way from Australia. We greatly appreciate you. What part of Australia are you from? What are you into? Do you have a YouTube channel? Are you, you know, do you like sports? What are you into? Tell us what you're going. Just happy to meet you. We have a lot of great people that will be coming in and out of here tonight. A lot of good people, and I got a feeling you're probably one of them, just because you said hello. Alice Springs, Northern Territory, if I got that right, I'm hoping. Have you ever been to America? I've never been to Australia. It is on our bucket list. Now, I know America and Australia don't really care for each other government-wise right now, and you guys are going through a lot, and we're going through a lot, but still, Australia is on the bucket list for tourism. Pat is in the house. Pat, good evening to you, brother. How are you? Lily, my dog. We have a dog. She's in the yard tonight with me. There's a mole in our yard, and it's been over in one little section by the fence. And poor Lily is over there watching it, waiting, and seeing if that damn thing's it's probably not there. It's probably 10 miles away. But our poor dog is sitting right on top of where that mole was, waiting for it to show up. Patrick says, good to see you, Brother David. Thank you for that. I'm a mother of 3. Well, congratulations. Congratulations to you. I'll check your channel out. I don't know if I can get to your channel to check you out right now. Congratulations on being a mommy of 3. Are you married, single? We got a lot of single men in here, always looking for cute girls. I'm just saying. Hello, Keith, brother. Good to see you. Everybody said hello to each other, by the way. Being a mama of 3 is a big job, let me tell you. Married, sorry, that's all right. I just always ask because a lot of the single guys that come in here, when a girl shows up, they want to know. And so they send me messages. Hey, is that girl single? You know, where does she live? So I always ask up front, so that way I can just tell them, no, she's married. Keep your dirty mind out of her. So Pat just, hello to you, Chanela. Nice meeting you. Yes, Pat has a channel too. Oh, it's very true on this channel. Trust me, I'm married, by the way, if you didn't know. My wife and I are the Filipino-American couple, the adventures of the Filipino-American couple. Not to be mistaken by all the pretenders who want to be Phil Am couple or American Phil couple or some variation of my channel, which I take as flattery. But I'm telling you, it happens, you know. And then, of course, you know, and I haven't seen your profile picture because I'm on my phone and an iPad to read. And depending on if you're, because some of the young ladies that come on the channel definitely are looking, right? And some of them will have an icon picture or an image picture of themselves in bathing suits. And, you know, then the guys really get crazy. Thank you for that, my good friend. We're all friends here, no hard feelings. Well, it's just funny, you know, life is funny, right? If you can't laugh at our situations in life, you know, and I mean, here's the funny thing. I'll tell you a little story. I've said this a little bit, you know. So in my little part of the world, there are a lot of people that know me because of the job I used to do. But our area has grown by leaps and bounds. It's a gigantic growth area. Funny jokes. Yes, we like funny jokes. Jokes are great. We love jokes. And the funny thing is, I get recognized a lot. Not a lot. Weekly. Sometimes, I mean, I get recognized, right? Not only due to social media concept, but what I used to do. And I think my wife is a very jealous woman, of course. And anytime one of the and the bad thing is, I don't know who these people are. You know, but I taught them in class 25 or 30 years ago. I don't know who the hell these people are. So, and then of course, men recognize me. Uh-oh, having internet troubles tonight. All right, we're back, thank God. So, we might have a little bit of interruption in the signal tonight for some reason. So, Patrick, what are you up to tonight? How's things going in your part of the world? All right, let me see if I can pull it up on my iPad. I found for a tip for live streaming for all of you kind, wonderful people, have the phone going, of course, and then I have an iPad in my hand, which helps me keep up with things. So Patrick has sent me a message. Hopefully he didn't send me a nude picture again. I got a lot of messages from people. Why people? I got a lot of messages. I don't know why. Oh, see our good friend. Well, see, Pat, and that's something that you have to ask. You can ask. She would appreciate it coming from you, Patrick. No, no, gross, Claude. No, I don't like that. So Patrick is wondering if you know any single women. You know. So we have Chanela. We have figured out that you're married, but now we want to know if you know any single women. Relaxing there, brother. Been hot weather. Yeah, it's been a little warm today, but we've had a big breeze. Hello, happy weekend to you, Aussie chick. Great to have channel. You think would you like to be blue or do you care? Patrick, have you went over and subscribed to their channels? Hello, Aussie chick. Good to see you too. We've had a busy day ourselves. You know, I got up early, took a battery back to Walmart to get the cord charged, refund it. I had the oil changed in my old beat up fishing truck, tires rotated, front end alignment, and came home, took a nap, had a visitor, and then I've been hanging out. Lorelai went to work. Yeah, cool. All right. Shit. There you go. We turned you blue. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Freezing. Freezing. Aussie, we have another Australian in the house. She's a mother of three. Patrick, why don't you ask Aussie? Did you ever ask Aussie chick what's going on there in her world? Let me see it now. Thank you for that. We appreciate all the subbing. Crap. We appreciate that, Patrick. It's winter. I didn't realize it was winter for you guys. I really didn't. I really didn't. That's great. Bad. I hate winter. I told a friend today. A friend came over, and he started to bitch. You know, normally about the heat because it's summer here, so it's hot. I guess it is winter for you, if I would have thought about it. But today, I said, you know, I've decided this summer I'm not going to bitch about the heat because I hate winter so much. I'm going to try to be positive and keep my bitching for the winter. I don't think it's fair that I bitch about the heat of the summer and I bitch about the cold weather. I think I got to choose one or the other. So I decided today that's where we're going in life. We're only going to bitch about one thing. So is what we're going to do. You subscribe to Patrick. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate that. We're all trying to grow our channel. We're all trying to make some money and get our message out, whatever it is. You guys want to see my doggie? So I don't know if you guys can see her. Lily, are you there? You can see my dog Lily? Bring me some sun. We somebody said we might this weekend. I don't know, but we definitely got sunshine and warmth here. Oh, my dog is standing guard. You know, she's a great little. We love wiener dogs. We had one that passed away last year that broke my heart. And Lily's getting old. She's 9 years old now, and she has a crippled foot from being ran over by the car. So she's standing guard. She is standing guard. Now she'll probably fall asleep in a minute, but you know, she thinks she's on guard duty. She's on guard duty tonight. They're good dogs. All right. Mm-hmm. Whew, I was going to try to go bicycling today, but I forgot. I finally got my my e-bikes all ready to go for this season, and I thought, well, I'll go today. But when I got back from having the truck worked on, man, I was tired, so I laid down and took it easy. And now I'm too lazy. I don't know what we're doing this weekend. I want to go see the movie Young Washington, but I don't know if we will or not. I'm watching my dog. Got a bunch of thumbs up. Thank you for all that. Hi, Lily. What you doing? Oh, she wants to be petted. Hold on. Want me to pick you up? You want to see everybody on the live stream? Come here. Come on. You got to come closer. Whoa. All right. Quit breathing so hard. So this is Lily. She's a 9-year-old, 20-pound dog. She's been on a diet for about 3 years now, and she's lost all of 4 ounces. We're so proud of her for losing 4 ounces in 3 years. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what the dogs can do. You good? You want to go hunt a toad? Go find a toad. I'll give you an ice cube. Hold on, don't jump. Here. I brought some ice out in a bucket to keep my beer cold. Pat says, Chanela said, and you commented, I commented more later. Thank you for doing that. Remind me, Patrick, to go to her channel too. Send my link, dropping a link. Good. All is welcome to subscribe to me and my channel, Pat's Philippine Dreams. Yes. Like, subscribe, and share, everybody. We like that. So what's going on in everybody's world? I mean, you know, I consider myself a foremost expert in everything and nothing. So I'm happy to discuss anything you guys like to discuss. I'm sorry I can't. There's a live streamer who I guess, you know, blows my mind how many people follow him. You know, I guess he's on a diet and he walks around without a shirt on. He weighed like 600 or 700 pounds at one time, and now he's down to 400 pounds. I don't know. I did a live stream earlier this morning when I went to McDonald's and had my oil changed. Talked to Ken a little bit. Nah, she likes it. Ooh, Jimmy's in the house. Aussie chick. Says, Patrick, I like your accent. I watched some of your videos and I was very impressed. Jimmy John's in the house, man. He says, oh, leave it and everybody else. Rah. I'm trying to do my Randy the Macho Georgia Southern thing going on. Thank you, Ozzy. Maybe the nature is on Ozempic. Maybe. I mean, he's a big man. Look, and I can't discriminate. I'm a fat guy. You know, you guys all know I'm a fat guy. And I used to weigh well over I am down 200 pounds for my heaviest. All right, so I get being fat and how bad it sucks. But I'm shocked that how many people watch him just ride a bicycle for exercise and watch it all. And he doesn't wear a shirt. I mean, I would be embarrassed. Unless you give me a lot of money, then I'll take my shirt off. But I guess he's making a lot of money, so maybe that's why he takes his shirt off. But it looks like he's lost a lot of weight. I don't know, man. But that is funny. Did you say hello to Jimmy John? Jimmy, how are you, buddy? Oh, man. How are things down in Georgia? Jimmy? I'm going to have a beer. But I have a question for you. I got a very serious question for you, Jimmy, so I hope you're paying attention. I hope you got your thinking cap on. So here's my question, because Jimmy's down in Georgia. Jimmy, is there any reason that somebody like me, with a wife like that I have, would want to move to Georgia? And if so, what part of Georgia would that be? And remember, we're poor. Ooh, wow. That's Guinness Drought Stout. Ooh, that's the one that's a little rough. Man, he's getting super chats. I know a female live streamer who gambles. She was chubby, then on Ozempic. Not, I'm people who've lost weight using it, and I think it's great to lose weight. Christopher is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. His comment is 6'7". I guess he's probably a young kid. But yes, I live in Georgia. It's too hot here. Yes, I know Georgia very well, and I got friends there. We're going to relocate further south, and I'm just curious. Where in Georgia, Jimmy, our situation, where we'd want to live? I can't do it, man. I've been to Vegas. Vegas isn't my thing, and I'll tell you why. I like to go fishing. I'm a fisherman. I want to fish. I like Vegas as a tourist spot. Been there, had a great time, but I want water around me. I'm a water boy. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Reason enough. Well, I know you're in Atlanta, but no, come on now. No. Well, you'd get me in trouble. If I did, well, that's a good point, Jimmy. Jimmy's bringing up the fact that he's in Atlanta, Georgia. If I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, Jimmy would get me in a lot of trouble with my wife. So there you go. Metro Atlanta area. Pat is in Columbus, Indiana. We know we're not moving there. Good guess with the 6'7". I know. I'm brilliant. I keep telling everybody. Nobody believes me, but I keep telling people I'm brilliant. I might not weigh 800 pounds and not wear a shirt, but I'm brilliant. Okay, fishing. What about Miami? I could do parts of Miami, not Miami. But if I was rich, I would be okay to live like in the Gables and places like that. But we're not rich. We're poor. We are thinking about the Space Coast, Fort Myers, and the Orlando area. Yeah. And you know what, Christopher, the reaction 6'7" normally is by people like me? How about 9 to 5? 9 to 5, buddy. You understand 9 to 5? I'm going to have to looky at Jimmy. Jimmy's a good guy. Jimmy's from Atlanta, Georgia. I like Jimmy. Jimmy would get me. He's already tried to get me in trouble. But Jimmy would get me in trouble. Even if I live in northern Florida, which we're more than likely going to do, Jimmy might get me in trouble. Yes. Oh, yeah. You'll get me in trouble with Lorelei. I promise you. Rick is in the house. Everybody say hello to Rick. Rick is from the Great Lakes State, Minnesota. How are you, Rick? Hello, Rick. Hello, Brother Rick. You're not poor. You're broke. Poor is a mindset. Broke is a state of being. Maybe I'm both. Maybe I'm broke. Maybe my mindset is, and to be honest, my mindset is poor. I am poor because it is in my mind. And I can go on and on about who's rich and who's not, and it has really nothing to do with money, except for in my case. All I'm doing is trying to raise enough money to buy my Filipina wife a house. That's it. I just want her to have a house to live in. States can change, that's true. Aussie says, okay, I heard that East River doesn't have fish. I don't know about these. Is that like New York? Jimmy says hello to Aussie Chick. I don't know where the East River is. The East River instead of fish. Oh, you're going to give me a joke, aren't you? Rick said, I am good. I don't have photos on my channel. I don't care about YT. I do have Facebook. Same name, have photos there, Jimmy says. So go check him out on Facebook. You look well dressed. Who, Jimmy or me? Come on. You know, I'm going to look at you, Jimmy. Woohoo! Jimmy's a good guy. I can vouch for him, all right? Jimmy's in Gwinnett County is where he is. Yeah, upper New York. Yeah, see, nobody wants to live in New York. Even before they become a communist place, nobody wants to live there. New York is definitely not on my bucket list. You know, big cities to me are all the same. They got good parts, then they got the rest of it that kind of stinky, smelly, and not good. So Jimmy, today's your lucky day because I'm married, and so Aussie gets to default to you, man. You win because I'm already married. If it wasn't, we know who she would choose. I'm never well dressed. I seldom dress. Patrick likes that, Jimmy. So how you been, Jimmy? I heard the East River is where they throw people. Yeah, I think they do find a lot of bodies there, but I don't know the East River, to be honest. I know what you're talking about, the East River, New York. It's definitely, I would think, polluted. I can only imagine it being polluted. So whether it's with human bodies or chemicals from the factories, I don't know. But I hate the cold weather. I don't want to live anywhere where it gets cold like it does where I currently live. So there's the St. Johns River in Florida. That's a good place. Somewhere up and down the St. Johns River would be nice. There we go. I'm well dressed. Thank you. Aussie, I am very well dressed. You know, I'm trying to show off some hair. I'm trying to fundraise. You see, I'm trying to get girls to check me out. I'm trying to get them when they scroll through my channel and it pops up on the feed that they see this and they go, oh, I want more of that, and stick around. That's what I'm trying to do. AC photos look better. Yeah, I'm sure they do look better. I haven't got over there and looked yet. You don't look poor. Oh, I feel poor. Young Jack Nicholson. I get that a lot. I also get the Brian Dennehy thing. I think I get the Jack Nicholson thing because of the glasses. Now, Brian Dennehy and I are related. So, and I did some stubs in for his movies. So, Chanela is back. She's from Australia. Now listen, boys and girls. She may be hot and beautiful and all that, but she's a mama and she has a husband. So don't be hitting on her, Jimmy. You know, Patrick. You know, show the married women the respect they deserve. Only the single women. Hello, Chanela, which is a really cool name. You know, Chanela, I like that. I mean, don't be offended by it, but I think if I had the right type of wiener dog with long blowing hair, like long blonde hair, wiener, because I like wiener dogs. I'm kind of, partial to wiener dogs. I think Chanela would be a beautiful name for a long hair miniature blonde wiener dog. I could see it now, or a car. Patrick says, I respect, of course. Yes, Patrick's a good guy. He is. You guys need to check his channel out. Married mamas also enjoy getting hit on. I know. That's why I told you she was married, so you would hit on her. See, I know where I'm going. That's why I said she's married, so you guys just wouldn't blow her off. Did you jump in there and say, well, hey, baby, how are you? What you up to tonight, Chanella? What's going on in Australia, Chanella? You know, give that little wink, wink, you know. But I do get the fact I look like Jack a little bit and Brian Dennehy mainly, and then there's some German singer. But I tell people the person I look like the most is there is a YouTuber who apparently is one of the biggest YouTubers like Mr. Beast is. And it's called his channel is called The Adventures of PAC. And so he's like the leader of the PAC. And people tell me all the time I look like that guy. And how handsome he is. I see. Yeah, I'm having a Guinness Drought Stout. This isn't my favorite Guinness. I only have one. I like the other Guinness better, regular Guinness, but this is okay. Charlie, one of the Sheen boys, you know, from Mighty Duck. Damn fly, get out of my leg. What happened to my dog? Did anybody see my dog? Oh, there's my dog. There's my dog. You see my dog? You see the dog? See her? That's my dog. Yes. I got a fly bothering me. I need the wind to be stronger so the flies don't bother me as much. Mike and Venus is in the house. Everybody said hello to him. Mike and Venus, howdy friends. We got a love romance going on already today, Michael. And it's not between you and me, or me and Patrick. And we got the Aussie chick hitting on Jimmy because I'm married or she would be hitting on me. So she has to hit on Jimmy as a backup plan. Patrick says hello to you. Good to see you. What have you been up to today, young Michael? We've been busy today, but we're doing all right. Lorelai is slaving away at work while I sit around and do nothing. You know, that's the rule in this house. Wife goes to work, husband sits around and does nothing. Rick is in the house. He is. We got some friends from Australia, Georgia, Florida. And we haven't had anybody give me any money so I can take my shirt off. I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. I talk about this other live streamer who's weighed probably 700 or 800 pounds at one point, and he's on a diet, I guess. And so he runs around naked or half naked. And people he has like 500 people watching him. And I don't know, it's just goofy, strange what people would do. Aussie chick, you are very beautiful. Pat is throwing his hat in the ring. Pat is saying, wait a minute, Jimmy, back it up, buddy. You know? Michael says, I've been researching options and making some money online by helping to train AI. Very good, excellent. I've been researching nothing. There's a lot of things in my notepad. I keep notes, you guys all know. One of my big deals is I write a lot of notes. And sometimes I rewrite the same notes over and over and over. I got a lot of things I need to research. But, you know, I'm kind of lazy. So, but now we got a bid going on. We got a competition. Jimmy and Patrick and Aussie chick. So, here's what... We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I got a fly bothering me. Put my beer in my bucket. I gotta see if I can, I don't know if I can open up her page. And remember to hit on Chanella It's not nice not to hit on Chanela. My iPad is not allowing me. Let me go do something else. Whew. But I got a lot of things I need to research, but I don't do it. Maybe I need to learn, I need to research how to research. No, I'm an excellent researcher. Patrick likes that. He says, yes, you are so right. Crap. How do I get to that? How do I get to that? And I want to get to my own live streams. Huh. Oh, here we go. Let's see. I'm trying to. But Michael, getting a job, having some money is a great thing. I mean, I wish I could work. I wish I could make some money. I hate being poor. I hate being broke. I hate being handicapped. I hate being disabled. Thank you all for the thumbs up, though. You guys make sure you do that and hit that other little button over there. Let me get into this argument. Where's Aussie's? I think I looked at her channel then because I know I subscribed to her. Oh, yeah, I remember her. Yeah, yes. Remember her very well. She's got a great little channel. 1,400 subscribers, 695 videos. She's doing great. Well, thank you all for supporting her. Yes. Jimmy got lucky today. I'm just saying. So what else are you up to, young Michael? There we go. All right, I'm back. I'm back to being normal. Jimmy, MJ messaged me today telling me that she will join the Breeze in late July. The boat I'll be going on in September. Cool. So she's going to be on the Breeze in July. You're going to be on it in September. Are we going on it in October? Or are we going on the Horizon? I think we're going on the Horizon in October. Yes, MJ's husband will be on the boat too. Should I hit on her? Why not? You know? Now, you got to remember, I got a small brain. Who's MJ? Who are we talking about when it comes to MJ? MJ's husband? Yeah, you should hit on her, just not in front of her husband. Like you said earlier, even married women like to be flirted with. But I think I'm missing something. But I think we're going to be on the Horizon again, not the. We've been on the Breeze. Maybe we're going to be on the Breeze again. I can't remember who we're shipping out with. I already did. What do you think? She messaged me. Oh yeah. Mary Joy. Okay. Maybe she's looking to trade up, right? Maybe she's looking to trade up. That's all right. And you're going to have a single cabin, so you got room, you know, you can share. You can say, how would you like to have a private tour of my suite, young lady? But I think we do either the Breeze or the Horizon. I don't remember. I think we've been on both, but I don't remember which one we go on in October. Well, Jimmy, one of these days we'll take a cruise together. We'll wind up being on the same cruise. Cruises are great. Everybody should go on a cruise, right? Once in your life, you should pack up the bags and go on a cruise. I encourage it. I don't know what we're doing this summer. We got to figure out something to do this summer. My wife's getting itchy feet. You know, she's getting bored. She's already just got back from Chicago, and so now she's wanting to boogie somewhere else. But I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to meet up with all of you guys in October. I mean, we may go hang out at a place called Silver Dollar City one day, but that's a day thing. It's expensive, but it's a day thing. Kuya Frank is a very nice guy. All things a kid and a side husband's Kuya Frank. Yes. I remember now. Well, you know what they say. Poor old Kuya Frank, nice guys finish last. Oh, I'm causing trouble tonight. Woo-wee. That's a troublemaker in me. We got to find you hot single ones. You know? Well, and I don't know, and my problem with you, Jimmy, is you're on a cruise ship all the time, man. The single Filipinos are left and right on those cruise ships. Just don't be so picky, you know? I wonder if I can put that there. Patrick, are you going on a trip? Michael, besides coming in October, while you're still here in America, I mean, are you going to go traveling anywhere here in America? Or are you going to just stay put where you're at, taking care of business? I was asking if if you and your family or anybody have any trips planned where you might be going. Any vacation spots? I need to find some more short vacation spots. Something, weekender spots. I mean, I'd really like to go back to Tennessee, to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I'd like to go out to New Mexico. But they're all a good day's drive, which means one day drive, one day there, one day drive. You know, it's kind of rough on old people. What? You think that dog cares about you? That dog told me they don't care about you. Oh, I hurt Lily's feelings. I hurt my dog's feelings. I told her nobody cares about your feelings. So what are we all doing? Let's see here. Thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way. I didn't watch the news today at all. I don't know what's going on in the world at all. Is America still in the soccer thing? Are we still into soccer? Or is that over by now? I took my truck in and had the oil change and tire rotation and lined. Cost me $80 to do all of that because I, bought the tires there and the alignment there. I'm on the horizon in a couple of weeks after you and Lorelai get off. Okay, so we're on the horizon. All right, thank you for remembering where the hell we're going. That's one of the big reasons we'd like to move. The problem I have is just how expensive Florida can be. But it's one of the big reasons for us to move to Florida because we think we could take cruises a whole lot more often. Because like from here, we got to fly to Miami, right? It's a much harder choice. And now that they have the train running all the way from Tampa Bay down to Miami through Orlando. So we like to take more cruises. I would like to fish a whole lot more. We lost to Belgium on Monday. All right. I didn't know. I never really followed soccer, So here's the question. If America's out of the tournament, and the tournament's held in the United States of America, does that mean the tournament is over and everybody has to go home because we didn't win? Or do they get to stay here and continue to have fun after we lost? Just one of those questions. Apparently, I got a repair I need to be made on my 20-something-year-old truck. And I got to figure out, I mean, my old truck, I need to spend some money on it. There's probably about $2,000, maybe $2,500 worth of repairs I need to do on it. But I don't, since I drive it maybe 1,000 miles a year, I don't know if it's worth doing. I don't know if it's worth fixing. $2,500 would probably fix some things. They're not detrimental, but they need to be done. But I don't know. If I should spend $2,500 on a truck I drive 1,000 miles a year, it's bad enough that I keep insurance on it. And I pay the carrying costs of the insurance and the taxes. But I'm one of these big people that believe that you always need a truck. Somewhere, somehow, you need to have a pickup truck in your life so that you can take care of everyday life businesses. Big fan of that. Big fan of doing that. I don't want to have to go rent me a truck for the day and pay $200 to rent a truck just to go move some gravel or mulch or a piece of lumber from Lowe's to my house. Rick is asking, young Michael, how's your day been? Rick, how's your day been? How did work go today? Did you have a good day at work? I felt like I worked because I wouldn't have I kind of joked and said I was changing my oil and I was rotating my tires, but how David does it, how the leader of the pack does it, I take it to Firestone, then I walk across the street to McDonald's. So that's how I change my oil and my tires and all of that stuff. That's how I do it. And look, it's not a bad thing to do, I guess. But, I mean, when I was younger, I would have done it myself, but I'm not young anymore. Okay, weight loss. Go kick balls in your own damn country. See, that's kind of what I think, It's what I think. Busy work day for Rick. Very hectic. All right. Well, is there anything we can do to help you make it less hectic? Would you like to vent about any of the chaoticness that you experienced today? I'm a little tired. I'll bitch about this. I'll whine about this a little bit. It's not that I don't like kids, but when I was at Firestone, I was at McDonald's. I did a live stream. They told me it was ready. It wasn't ready. So I went over to Firestone to wait for them to finish up. And I sat down, and some typical American woman walks in with a whole bunch of kids, and some of them really small. And of course, the Firestone place doesn't have enough seating for everybody. And then, of course, in the next few minutes, shit just breaks loose. The kids are screaming, and hell's going to crazy. And I'm a dick, right? I'm a jerk off. I get it. I'm an asswipe. But I'm not a real big asswipe. So instead of telling the white trash lady, hey, control your freaking kids, I just got up and went outside. Because I don't want to argue, I don't care, it's not worth my time. But it's not that I don't like kids to touch me. I got a weird thing. If I don't know your child, if you're not part of my inner circle, I don't want your grubby little hands on my body. I don't want you touching me. So I went outside, but there's no benches outside to sit. So I wandered around the Firestone outside for probably 30 minutes, which for me is a long time out in the heat and the sun walking around my legs. That's a lot of work. So by the time I got home, I was exhausted. Some days I hate customers. Some are demanding. Is that what you mean, demanding? So I thought that was a mature thing of me to do, is not to tell the white trash lady with her nasty ass kids. I didn't call her out on it. Wasn't a Karen. I just went outside. But it put a lot of physical work on my bad legs for me. So, all right. Well, you tell those damn customers to kiss off. And tell them this. There's a sliding scale in customer world. If you're going to be demanding, your demands get met depending on how much money you spend. If you're spending $10, you don't get to demand shit. If you just spend $100, then you get to demand a little bit more. So tell them that rule. So we have a rule, or I heard of a rule the other day on the internet that says you can only be demanding that's equal to the amount of money you spend. And I don't want to hear you bitching when you only spend $10. Just saying. Pat likes that, brother. So I thought that was not. Oh, here, did you need to look at my Facebook page? I found a ring. I didn't bring it out. I found a wedding ring. Oh, maybe it was abandoned. Now it just dawned on me. I found somebody's wedding ring while I was outside suffering in the heat, walking around, avoiding the children from touching me. It has a bunch, I don't know what it is. It's on my Facebook page. We just posted it today, saying if anybody wants to claim this, let me know. But it looks like kind of like a man's palladium type ring. I don't know if it's real. It has diamonds in it. I don't know if those are real or not. I don't know anything. But I found a wedding ring while I was out suffering because of the children. I posted it on my Facebook page. If you guys want to check it out, let me know. Let me know what you think. If nobody claims it, I'll have it evaluated and to see if it's worth any money. But I'm going to wait a while. That sucks. Yeah, it does for me because I'm fat and old and my legs are bad. You know. Well, that's how Carnival is operating now. The more money you spend on board, the higher the... Well, it is. It is. And now that, and to be honest, and Rick, Jimmy, everybody, I'm okay with the more money you spend, the more ass gets kissed. I really am. I know it's shitty. There should be a base level. So everybody, when you come to Carnival or to a restaurant, everybody should get a base level ass kissing. But if I spend a whole lot more money, then yes, I would like my ass kissed a whole lot more. I would. And that's part of the reasons I love to travel so much, because you go to the Philippines and if you got white man money like we do, well, then we get our asses kissed a lot. If we go on a cruise and we can afford to, we get our asses kissed a lot. We like it. And I'm not a big fat liar and say, no bullshit. The more you kiss my ass, the more I'm going to give you. That is what I told her, and she shut up. Complaining will just take longer, and that's true. Jimmy, I've dealt with people, hostile people all my life, and I'm doing that book series, Dale Carnegie series in the morning, talking about how to work with people, how to make friends and influence people, and I'm going through all these books over the next few months. Look, one thing I've learned is the more I bitch, and we had a situation this morning at Walmart. So this morning, I'll tell you, I didn't get my ass kissed at all. This morning we go to Walmart. I have Lorelei's old battery from her car that I needed to return and get the core charge refunded back to my account. I get there about 7:45. They open up at 7 a.m. I come in with my battery and I put it on the counter and I notice there's 10 people in line and there's no Walmart employee, right? When I was, Patrick says, in Negros Occidental, Philippines, there was, let me get my iPad so I can read it better. There was a flower pot in the hotel that had a bag of pesos cash in it. I never picked it up, and it was full of cash in it. Year was 2024. I would have picked it up and gave it to the hotel staff. It was in an upstairs hotel. That's, wow. You were in McCold, Pat? Yes. Pat's been in the Philippines quite a bit. He's been there enough to know, things. Yes, Jimmy, brother, I was there, man. Ooh. So we're at Walmart. I get there. There's 10 people in line. There's no cashiers, nobody around, not a living soul. The people in line are starting to talk to each other about, well, how long have you been here? Who is, blah, blah, blah. Has anybody been to the cashier register? So I start walking around and and they're all getting mad. And I told one guy, hey, why don't you just call the store and ask for automotive? Or ask for a manager and tell them, hey, somebody would be nice to come to automotive. Patrick says, right on, man. Yes. And so I kind of looked around and I found some employees, some guy that had nothing to do with automotive. And I said, hey, do you know where the automotive person is? And I'm like, no, it's not my area. And I said, well, could you call somebody? And everybody's upset and unhappy and I'm bitching. But, and I didn't bitch too much because I just got there. I really didn't have a right to bitch because I'd only been there like 5 minutes. But finally, a couple people show up about 8 o'clock. And the people waiting in line since 7 are very pissed. They're not happy. They want to talk to some damn manager. So some guy who says he was a manager shows up and says, oh, well, and the guy said, well, I've been here since 7. What in the hell's going on? This is inappropriate. Like, well, we were short of hand. The person didn't show up. And all of this. And I apologize, blah, blah, blah. And he was talking to the guy directly. And I spoke up because me being a fat smart ass, always says, Mr. Manager, it'd be really nice if you apologize to everybody who's been waiting here forever. And so he did. And then he starts to get ready to walk away. And I said, hey, excuse me, Mr. Manager. Don't you think it'd be good of you to stay and help this girl get caught up with all of these customers? He's like, well, somebody else will come and do that. And he bugged out. I'm just like, just a story. All right, Pat, Bacoda is one of the places I've been checking out, medium-sized and clean. It is, but it's a tourist trap. Jimmy, it depends on what you're wanting for. I think you might be disappointed in it, Jimmy, just because of the money. You know what I mean? The tourist spot. So Rick, I don't know if that helped you with your day, me bitching about Walmart. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Take a swish. I'm out of beer. My beer is empty. I can have some Gatorade though. I'm gonna have some Gatorade. Does that make you happy, Jimmy? And I explained to the people in line, they're all hostile and wanting to kill everybody. And I'm like, it doesn't really do any good to get too upset. Said, and I told them, and this is the honest God truth. I said, you're getting upset, but Walmart doesn't give a shit. And I told this in front of the manager and the little worker girl. I said, everybody's upset, but you got to realize Walmart doesn't give a shit if you're upset or not. They don't need your money. They don't care if you come back or not. John Taylor's in the house. He says, hello to everybody. Good to see you, man. Take a swish of beer. I'm out of beer. I only have one a day. John, how are you? How are things in your part of the world? Good to see you. How's the girly friend? John has a girly friend in the Philippines. But Jimmy, what are you hoping to get out of the Philippines is my question. And then you should focus on that. It's kind of like Dumaguete is a great place, but Dumaguete is so full of expats that it's like living in a Filipino-American community. And it costs that. Ooh, I got a cardinal sitting on top of my roof. I bet you that cardinal's taking a shit on my roof right now. He's going, ooh, I'm going to take a shit right up here. You guys want to see my dog? You thought I was going to say, you want to see the cardinal? Let me see if I can show you Lily. Can you spot the wiener dog in the grass? There's Lily the wiener dog. Lily! Lily! Come here. No? All right, I got a treat for you. You want to eat a toad? Yeah, that's how well she listens. Hello to everybody in the chat, John says. Good, thank you for doing that, John. We've got a lot of great channels in here. Some hotties. We got a single married mother with hottie children, whatever. We got a lady in here who has children. She is married, but she's a hottie. And then we got a single lady who's a hottie. I'm just saying. And then we got all the regulars in here chit-chatting, listening to me talk bullshit. Poor Rick is in here. He had a rough day in his job. I didn't have a rough day. I just, typical bullshit day. Everybody said hello to John for me. Please do that. What is everybody's choice of beer? I had a beer today. I had a Heineken, not a Heineken, sorry, a Guinness. I'm a big Guinness fan. I need to fix that fence. But anyway, There's my good friend Gus. Good evening, David. How are you? Buddy, I'm doing good, man. How are you? We miss you guys. You know, I saw Claude the other day. He was on the live stream. I guess he said he moved to San Antonio, Texas. So, Big John doesn't drink. Okay. What's your drink of choice? It doesn't have to be alcohol. I mean, are you a Pepsi guy? Are you a Coke guy? Are you a lemonade guy? So, if you like alcohol, what's your drink of choice? Two, if you're not, what's your drink of choice? And don't tell me water, because, look, none of us, if we have a choice, would prefer to drink water. We do it because our wives make us, or somebody's making us. Everybody said hello to Gus. Gus is a great channel, good guy, a good father, a hardworking man. Let's see. I'm okay. Another day, deeper into debt. I see that. That's how I feel. We're a day further away from being out of debt. I agree with that. Big John likes a sweet tea. Okay, not tea, but sweet tea. Tim is in the house. Hello, John, Big John. Root beer. Oh, I like root beer. I'm a good root beer person. Do you like cream soda? If you like root beer, do you like cream soda? I like cream soda. I don't like orange sickle soda. Jimmy says, not really serious studying. When I see a video, the place attracts me. I see more videos. Behold, I see is orderly, wide streets, not chaotic, clean, close to Iloilo International. I agree. All of those things are good. I agree. And if you're not worried too much about living the Filipino dollar, I'm okay with it. I get it. I'm just saying that the only downfall about that is the money. But it's not bad like America, is my point. Hello, Gus from Tim. Hello, Tim. A nice day here. 85 degrees in the Great Lakes. Rick is from the north. He's a northern boy. Hello, Jimmy. Gus, a long time no see from Jimmy. Yes. I love cream soda. Rick says, I like cream soda. I have not had a cream soda in years. Me either, to be honest. I saw some I used to drink IBC. Is that the name of the company? IBC cream soda? I like cream soda. Do you guys remember Dad's root beer? Do you like IBC root beer or Dad's root beer? I mean, the root beer we get now, like at Walmart, I think they still make Dad's, but it doesn't taste like Dad's root beer from the past. Ginger ale, I don't know about Verner's ginger ale, but I like ginger ale. I really do. But I don't know about that brand. When I was a kid, I remember A&W. You guys remember A&W? Was it called A&W? We used to go to A&W and you could buy jugs of root beer really cheap. And we'd walk them back home and drink them. Jack plus any soda will do for me. All right, Jack and soda. I don't mind Jack and Coke. I prefer Crown and Coke if I'm going to go that route. So, A&W root beer, yes. A&W they also had a restaurant, like you can get hamburgers and things, if I remember right. The one by our house did anyway. What? Okay, here's a great question for all you guys that do drink. What alcohol goes with root beer? Or you people that don't drink, what alcohol would you pair with root beer? Vodka, gin, rum, Coke? Whiskey? Whiskey? How much is the whiskey? Give me a whiskey. Tim says Verner's is like ginger ale on steroids. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know the brand. Spiced rum. Mike says, I like spiced rum in the winter for Christmas, but other than that, with root beer. Oh, spiced rum with root beer. Okay. I can see that, Mike. I could see spiced rum and yeah, I could see that. Crown and root beer. I could see that too. We have some really good apple caramel or salted caramel Crown in the house. I mix it with 7-Up or Sprite, and it's really good. Or should Jimmy says, or should I just say, man, soda and alcohol will do. Regular rum is good too with root beer. I've never had rum and root beer. Never have. I've had rum. There's a new product out that I'm interested in trying. I'm not a big drinker, as you guys all know, but there's a new product. It's a Dole line of sparkling juice and rum. They come in a can, kind of like the little Cayman things. A little. I really want to try them. I don't know. I don't like sparkling soda, like soda, the air bubbles. There's my fat dog. You guys watch my fat dog. Can you guys see my fat dog? Where's my fat dog? I think that dog's on drugs. Everybody say hello, fat dog. It's like, oh shit, you guys caught me being a dog. Yeah, let's see. Gus says, hello, Michael, good to see you, brother. Hello, Gus. How are you? Hey. Mountain Dew doesn't taste good mixed with alcohol. Mountain Dew, I can't handle Mountain Dew. I gotta admit, when I was in my 20s, I sucked down Mountain Dew like, you name it, but I can't do Mountain Dew anymore. It's too harsh. But Dole is putting out their own alcohol drink. It has like pineapple and rum in it and some other flavors. Looks, I don't know if it tastes good, but man, if it's truly fruit juice and rum, oh, I might like that. I'll just open it up, dump out all the bubbles, because I don't like bubbles. Gus says, I don't drink either, too hard to get off of the, yeah. Don't want to drink anything that makes it hard to get off the floor. Jimmy says, did you give Lily beer? No, she's just my dog. She's just a quirky dog. She probably needs a beer. She could chill out sometimes. Mountain Dew is Southern, ooh, Gus says, now, man, I could see that, because didn't we as kids drink Southern Comfort and 7-Up or something? Wasn't 7-Up and Southern Comfort, or was that 7-Up and 7 and 7? What was that? Seagram's 7 and 7-Up? But we used to drink Southern Comfort with something when I was, a teenager. I don't remember liking it, but I remember drinking Southern Comfort with something. But what is 7 and 7? Does anybody remember 7-Up and Seagram 7? Do they even make that anymore? And what is Seagram 7? I know when we were children, we used to drink, like the was it Mad Dog 2020? My God, no wonder I'm deformed. Live in the Philippines and bring the floor. Jim says, live in the Philippines and being on the floor is the start of drinking. There you go. Yeah, I agree with that. I've been there and seen that. Rick says, hello to you, Gus. Good to see you. Thank y'all. A reminder to give us a thumbs up. We got a couple young channels up in the chat way up if you get time to go visit them and join each other's. Yeah, drinking in the Philippines starts. I mean, and here's what I'll say about the Philippines. God love them. And I know why expats drink more in the Philippines than they do in America. One, the alcohol, if you buy you can get it cheaper. But two, there's nothing else to do. I drank a whole lot more in the Philippines than I ever do in America, because I'm sitting around bored shitless and I don't have anything to do. And I can just get a couple big old Red Horses and just sit there, Hello, Rick. Seagram 7 is Canadian whiskey. Okay, Jimmy, thank you. I couldn't remember what it was, but I remember 7 and 7 was a big drink back in the 80s, late 80s. I can remember that. Tim is saying hello to everybody, but I said hello to Tim if you haven't done that already. But in the Philippines, there's really nothing else you can do but sit around and drink, I mean, hell. That's what the Filipino men do. They sit around and drink. And women can, I'll tell you, I believe pound per pound, Filipinos can outdrink Americans 10 to 1. I'm just telling you. I got friends here that are weigh a fourth of me that can outdrink me any day of the week. Now, granted, I don't drink a lot, but then again, they don't drink a lot either. I mean, regularly. They don't drink often. But we can sit here in my backyard with our little fire going and enjoying a fall or a spring morning, and my biological Filipino buddies will put away, and I'm sitting there having 2 beers, and I'm going, man, shit, I gotta slow it down. And they're down on their 400th. CC is Canadian Club. It's a premier version of Seagram's 7. Okay, I didn't know that. Canadian Club. I remember that, but I didn't know what it was. And what is Southern Comfort? Does anybody know what Southern Comfort is? Is it a liqueur or is it a whiskey? I mean, I'm a gigantic, I used to be, I'm old. If I was single and I wouldn't get yelled at, I got yelled at today for having a Coke. My wife said I'm having too many Cokes. And I'm like, why did we buy them if I can't have them? So my wife, if I was single, I would probably drink more than I do, to be honest. But I get in trouble. Our wives like to keep us in trouble, I think. Right, everybody? But what is Canadian, so what is Seagram's, or that other one, Canadian Mist? But I don't drink a lot. But that pineapple, that Dole drink, let me see if I can Google it. Because I may go buy some of this, but we got so much alcohol already at the house. Dole, alcohol drink. See if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Let's see. It's called Malibu Dole Ready to Drink. I'm going to see a picture of it. Dole Malibu Splash, pineapple and coconut, passion fruit. If you sign up, you get 5% off coconut and strawberry, lime and coconut. You want to see? There. That, I'm not a big alcohol drinker, but I like rum and fruit juice. I'm a fruity guy. Yes, Michael, I said I'm a fruity guy. I like fruit drinks. I like daiquiris and shit like that. I do. I like fruity stuff. I like stuff that tastes good. That's why we go on the cruise, is I always have martinis, because I like a good pomegranate martini, but I want it made right. And so I like that. Because, let's see, Galactic's in the house. Woo! Fruity Galactic all the way from Europe, who can't afford air conditioning in Europe. I'm just going to pick on Europe today. Southern Comfort are good. One too many of them, however, can be interesting, I bet. Has anybody had a bad alcohol trip? I remember the first time I got I never get puke-faced drunk. I've only been puke-faced drunk one time. One time only. Now, I've had enough alcohol where the world's been spinning, but I've only thrown up once. I remember that today. Still today. I was like a 10th grader. But I like that. Jimmy says, when you mentioned Dole alcohol drink, I pictured Bob Dole, the politician, holding a can that's in their commercial with his clubbed hand. Pina colada. Love pina coladas. I like pina coladas, Gus. I'm a big fruit drinker guy. I like it. Mango coladas and strawberry whatevers. I'm not a big daiquiri fan. I like the rum drinks. What is the one? Yeah. My sister husband asked me if Red Horse is a good beer. Tim says, I think it is, Tim. I like Red Horse. I truly, maybe it's because I'm old now, and I've told you about, as we age, we want better food, better women, better housing, better everything, because we're tired of the sick and shit and crap. I actually think Red Horse is a very good beer. I like to drink Red Horse. Now, I can only have one, and I'm a little whoopee because I don't drink much, but I like Red Horse. I have to be up in 6 hours to go to the tournament. Woohoo! Galactic Gaming, everybody say hello to him and give him support because he's trying to become the first Galactic gamer who is European poker champion of the entire universe. With our support, he's going to become a champion. And I need him to become a champion because he already promised to split his winnings with me. So we need to get him to win like a $15 million tournament because he said he's going to pay all the taxes and give me half. I hope you do well, Rob, at your tournament. I really hope you do well. I did, man. It's cool, man. Keep us up to date. 21st birthday, Rick says that he overdid it. If I make it, you'll make it, buddy. I got faith in you. Get drunk off Mad Dog 2020 and you won't do that again. I had Mad Dog 2020 as a kid, but I don't remember. I wouldn't drink it now, of course. I used to like to drink wine coolers. You know, like, remember there was like a Bartles and James wine coolers? I like wine coolers. Good luck, Galactic Tim says, yes, Jimmy, my rum fruity is Mai Tai. Okay. Light rum, dark rum, Myers rum. Myers is good rum. Then what kind of fruit juices don't matter? I agree. I like the fruit drinks. I just do. But I really like a martini. The older I get, a good pomegranate or chocolate martini, I'm okay with. If I make day 2 of this tournament, there is a live stream. So if I make it to the future stream, oh yes, so he might get to be live streamed at the poker tournament if he makes it to day 2. Do that. I'll be happy to watch. Rick says, hello, Galactic Gaming, champion of the world. Yeah, man. I mean, you got our, yeah, we're behind you. You tell those damn people that I said for you to win. You know? Thank you, guys. Good skill, Galactic Gaming. Yes, Jimmy's a poker player, Galactic. He likes to go on the cruise ships, I think, and play poker. And he has a poker league or tournament or a group that he plays with here in the United States, I got a feeling. Patrick says, hello, Brother Gus. Good to see you, man. Bacardi 151. They don't make 151 anymore? Oh, I didn't notice. Yeah, we should drink everything as a teenager, trust me. I mean, we drank shit that, you know, would kill a horse, you know. We probably drank horse piss and didn't even know it. I've never had a martini in 40 years. Tim's not a drinker though, right? Tim's not a big drinker. That's Weston. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know. Okay, I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you 2 stories. Vodka. I'm not a big vodka drinker because when I was like in 10th grade, my brother was at university and I was a big kid, so I went down to university and hung out a lot and got into a group of guys and we had a drinking contest and I wind up drinking over 2 or 3 hours, about a gallon, and not literally a gallon of vodka. That was the worst fucking night of my life. My God, I remember that was hell. That was hell. Didn't like that. And then another time when I was probably 18, I was with one of my other brothers and I wind up drinking a holy boatload of tequila. And didn't get sick that night, but apparently if you drink enough tequila, you have a tendency to rip telephones off of the walls and pick people up and throw them across parking lots and, you know, ram big ass dumpsters into people's cars and shit like that on tequila. So I'm not a big tequila fan or vodka fan, just saying. Goes, no, too high in alcohol, yes. Oh man, Jeff is in the house. Jeff, how are you? Good evening, buddy. Everybody say hello to Jeff. Good evening. Tequila makes clothes fall off. Tequila makes, if I drink way too much tequila, I don't do tequila. One, I don't like the taste. I take that back. I don't mind a little tequila, but tequila makes me want to kill you. Tequila brings out a little bit of a pissed off big fat guy in me. So I don't do that. So I don't do tequila much. I mean, I did bring some 12-year-old tequila back from Mexico one time and would have shots of tequila with friends once in a while. But man, I don't do tequila. Jeff, I like that song too. Making the clothes fall off. It does. It does. Jeff says, I like Jack Daniels and Jim Beam. All right, so you and Jimmy got something in common. Galactic, him and I are good people. We don't drink. We don't even believe in alcohol. That's what it is. No. Let me see. Patrick drinks Jack a little bit. I know that. I don't know what the rest of you guys. Some of you guys don't drink at all, which is smart and good. Everybody in here who doesn't drink is the smart ones. Trust me, it's cheaper and safer, and you don't wind up in prison or having your car towed. Or, I got a brother who passed away from being an alcoholic. And I can't tell you how many times I picked him up from jail or the side of the road when he drove his car off in the ditch, or at some place he didn't know where he was at. And I'd have to try to get him to give the phone to somebody else and tell me where he is. I'm like, wait a minute, that's 12 hours from me. I'm not coming to pick your drunk ass up. You're 12 hours away. How in the hell did you get 12 hours away from the house? Jeff drinks twice a year. Okay, what are the 2 times a year? I drank today. I had a beer. Me too, Jeff. Bourbon and sour mash for me. I only drink at home when I do too. Well, I take that. I drink at cruise ships. I drink on the cruise ships. Not a lot. I usually have 1 drink a night, 2 max. Other than that, I drink at home. And one thing I have found about me, we have a community where people kind of don't like Fat David, that's me, leader of the pack, because I won't drink at their houses. And I try to tell them, say, hey, I drive. Well, just have 1 beer. No, you don't understand. When I go to somebody's house, I know if I'm spending the night, maybe it's a different story. But just to come over for a barbecue, I'm not going to drink. I don't do it. And I know that offends people in my world that I won't drink at their house, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to risk the freaking chance. But at home, I drink. New Year's and Easter. Jeff, why in the hell did you pick New Year's and Easter for your 2 days? Tim says, Jack Daniels on the rocks. Yes. But I drink at home. We have people over. I'll sit and have a beer or 2. I let them drink all they want. I provide alcohol for our friends that come over. I buy it. I keep it stocked. But when I go to somebody else's house, I just don't want to drink. I just don't like to do that. My wife's not a drinker at all. She tells the funny story that, and it's true, that when we first got married, or maybe during the 90 days we were waiting to get married, I had to go to Texas and teach a class. Got paid a lot of money to go down and do some training. And she went with me, and we're new the 90 days, right? And so the hotel's all paid for, and she has to stay at the hotel during the day, and I got to go over and teach and do my thing. And I knew she's not a drinker, but I found out, and she tells this story, that when I'd get back from a long day of teaching, all day long, tired, my wife, my 90-day fiance, wanted to talk and talk, so we would go and eat, and I'm just exhausted. So I figured out very quickly, if I could get her to have 1 alcohol drink, then we could go at the restaurant, we could go back to the hotel, she would go to bed and sleep for hours, and I could rest, study, and prepare for my next day of teaching. So don't tell my wife. Just when I drink. All right. I don't know why those are. New Year's. We have the weird thing is I drink a little bit as a toast on New Year's, but I drink more during the hot weather than I do cold weather. I'm not a cold weather drinker. But, if I can get my wife to drink a little bit of alcohol, I can have some very quiet. And she knows that. She knows it. But she's not a drinker. She's not. Now I know a lot of you guys, when we were younger, the goal was to get the girls to drink so their clothes come off. I used to tell young girls, my nieces, all the time, hey, you're going to get offered a lot of booze. be careful, because the goal why as a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old, I'm willing to supply any alcohol that you want is because I'm hoping those clothes drop off later tonight. So, that's the motivation. As men or young men, our motivation is not to be nice and courteous, and buy you alcohol just because we're good people. We have a motivation behind it. We want your clothes to come off. I'm just saying, I'm a very honest guy with people. You guys will find. I told my nieces, look, here's what boys want. Let me tell you exactly what they're going to do. Well, they all wind up pregnant and married anyway, but they didn't listen. So, no, I don't know. Have you heard anything, Tim, about the cost of living adjustment? I hope there's one. I hope it's like 200%. But I got a feeling with Trump it'd be between 3 and 5%, but I don't know. Yeah, the goal was to get Willie wet. That's right. You're not a liar. No, I'm a bullshitter, but I'm not a liar. Now, see, I didn't even know we're going to get an increase for sure in January. I didn't know that they already said we're going to get one. I thought we were all supposed to get like $1,000 stipend or payout or rebate check or something like that, but I'm still waiting for my $1,000. I do have friends that have taken advantage right now in July of the new $1,000 for their babies being born this year. So I got friends that have done that. But that's what I used to tell my nieces. Look, ladies, young women, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. And if you get pregnated, the guy's not going to give a rat's ass, and he's going to move on. So be aware. Sometimes the honest, brutal truth is the best thing to go. And I know all of you men in here know exactly what I'm talking about. I do. So I need a raise, Tim. I would like to have a 200% raise. Us poor people need money. So, but I haven't heard any. Has anybody else in the chat heard anything about the cost of living raise for disability or Social Security or military or anything? I do think, I don't know where they're at in the military world. I do think the active military should get across the board bump. I would agree with that. I don't know about government workers getting a bump because, they said the other day there's over 500,000 federal workers who owe back taxes. So I don't know if federal workers ought to get a pay bump when 500,000 of them owe back taxes. The state will give it to you. Uh-oh. Well, you said you were in Texas, right? So if the federal does a bump, the state, I didn't think they could do anything about it. You're not the right demographics. All right. I got to admit, I'm a little confused, but are you wearing a nose ring? I think the people with nose rings are getting a pay bump. Oh, you're in Arkansas? Well, so that's right. You're in southern Arkansas, right? Central southern Arkansas. Lawson, our good friend Lawson, is over on the east coast of Arkansas. So, and Claude is the one who moved. Yeah, you're down in the central. Okay, I got you. That's right. And Claude's the one who moved to San Antonio. Keith is in Texas. Rick is in Minnesota. Tim is in the Philippines. Jimmy's in Georgia. Jimmy's after his own Aussie peach tonight. Jimmy's got a young Aussie, tracking him. So do you like our governor? Do you like Governor Sanders? She's lost a lot of weight. I wonder, Keith says, hello again. See, Keith is here. And Keith, you're in Texas, right? Saying hello is a great thing. And giving these little party things on the side is a good thing. But Jeff, what do you think of the governor of the state of Arkansas? I guess they're supposed to be reducing our taxes, I hope. There's our good friend John. John says, hello again. Good to see you. Yes. Yes, good to see everybody. Say hello to John, please. Thank you for doing that. Guess I'm not really political. It's all right. I didn't know, people usually have, I'm kind of into politics a tiny bit. I used to be in it more when I have to go to Little Rock a lot, but I don't blame you. Tim says, hello to you, Keith. Good to see you, my friend. Hello, Jeffrey. I like Sarah Sanders Huckabee. Yeah, I'm a big fan of our governor, and we could talk politics like crazy. But hey, Keith, I've met some of our governors, over the years, and most of them were drunks, to be honest. Not that I have anything against drunks, for all of you drunks out there, but I'm just saying, a lot of our state politicians have been alcoholics, or are alcoholics. Just saying. The fact that we're talking about alcohol just kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I've been in big meetings where I've seen at restaurants and bars, late at night, some people chugging down some alcohol like nobody's business. Tim is saying hello to you. John, yes. Thank you all for the thumbs up. We need some more thumbs up. Come on, don't forget to give a thumbs up. I'm poor, I need thumbs up. So, John, what are you doing right now? What's going on in your world right now, this second? That's what we want to know. Keith says, how old is it? Did I miss something? Let me get back up. Hey, Tim. Jeff says, yeah. Keith, how old is, I don't know. Keith, you can ask just point blank and say, hey, Jeff, how old are you? Or Jeff, whatever. Just point blankly ask each other. And I'll help you with it. I got a feeling I don't know their age. Keith said, I subscribe to your channel, Tim. Thank you for doing that. That's very good of you and very important of you. Hello, this is Melissa. Hi, John. Yes. Melsa? Is it pronounced Melsa? I think it's pronounced more like Melsa. I always have trouble with pronunciation because I'm an American. Hello, Tim. Jeff says, me, I'm 42. Jeff is 42 years of age. John is saying they're 9, by the way. So, there you go. Some people are 9 and some people are 10. You just never know. I don't have an age. Thank you, Keith. Tim's a good guy, has a great channel. Thank you for supporting him. No problem, yes. Remember, when you go to support somebody, I know it's a pain in the ass, but if you'll still go back tomorrow and watch something, just let it run and make a comment, and then hit the thumbs up a little bit later. So let it run for 2 or 3 minutes, make a comment, say, hey, you got a really nice hat on. That's all you got to do. And then give it a thumbs up. YouTube really goes, oh, okay, this was a really, good thing. Keith says, well, I'm 19, so there you go. No problem. I'm 19, see? From 9 to 19. I think I look older than I am. I really do. I think I'm starting to look older. We told you about those pictures we took. I did a video spread of Lorelai and I for the last 13 on our intro that's gotten like 5,000 or 6,000 views already. It's kind of like a video montage of Lorelai and I. And I look at those pictures and go, damn, I was good looking back in the day, but now look at me, I look like an old hag. Keith is trying to get to 730 subscribers. Outstanding. I think for some reason we've jumped up over 5,000 lately. I'm very happy about that. And I'm close to getting 1 million views. I'm trying to get to 1 million views this year. And I think I'm pushing over 900,000 right now. Tim says, so I am so old that my birthday was chiseled in stone. Here's the sad thing, Tim. At least in America, everybody's birthday is chiseled in stone when they die. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy how that happens? Pat says, I'm still here, everybody. I just cooking dinner. Pat, it's cooking dinner. He never invites me to dinner, though. That's a strange thing. I invite Pat to my house to cook dinner all the time, but Pat never asked me to come to dinner to his house. I didn't say I was going to cook dinner for Pat. I invite him to my house to cook dinner. Hello, Brother Pat. Good to see you, man. Damn, I have a G. Damn, I have homework. Homework's good for you. You better do your homework, all right? I don't want to hear some bullshit. You know, it was Friday, it rained, you know, the wind blew to the left, you know, my dog farted in the air. I can't do my homework. Crap. Your responsibility to keep up to your homework. Pat, what's a cooking? Woo! Oh, what's this song? Come on. Come on. I know Tim has to know this because he's ancient. Oh, man, what's the song? Come on. It should have been on Hee Haw or even before Hee Haw. What's a cooking? Good looking. Am I in the right direction? What's cooking? Good looking? Is that the song? Does anybody know that? Where's Michael at? MJ, you still in here? How come you're not paying attention, MJ? Tony's not here, is he? Tony, the walrus? He would know. There are music experts. Sure. Pat says, sure, I can cook you something there at your house, Brother David. Nice, good. Better be good, Patrick. Jeff says, tomorrow going to be a busy day to Magic Springs, Hot Springs, Arkansas. Been there. Going to be there all day from 10 to 10 when the concert ends. The daughter is playing. Really? You got a daughter playing in the concert? That's really cool. Congratulations, buddy. One of these, now look, remember, Jeff, we're having that big thing in October in Branson, Missouri. You guys need to come up for that. Congratulations. I saw that the Parrot Head, thinking of concert, I know this is not where you were going, but apparently Jimmy Buffett's tribute band, the Parrot Heads, are going to be playing up at the Arkansas Music Pavilion in Rogers, Arkansas this summer. I love Jimmy Buffett. I'm a huge Jimmy Buffett fan. More than welcome. Yes, Keith is dropping a link. Good. Thank you for doing that. You're welcome to. If you're blue, you don't have to ask. Just drop your link. Hello, Jeff. Patrick says that is if anyone wants to follow. Yeah, we'll check it out. Everybody will follow you. That's what we do on this channel. John says, ooh, happy pink hand and happy round ball talking guy, laughing guy. It is really weird. Let me say this. It's really weird, the emojis that YouTube gives you. Wouldn't you think they would just use the standard emojis that we're all used to and the normal things versus making up their own? I'm just saying. Hey, good looking. Is that what it is? Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? What you got cooking for me? Is that okay? All right. Oh, Daughtry. Oh. Not your daughter. Sorry. You know me and my alcoholic eyes. Daughtry. What's his name? Jeff Daughtry. He was on American Idol, the American Idol guy. Daughtry. Is that who you're talking about, Jeff? John says, you know, I'm doing my homework and I'm listening to you because you're the greatest live streamer in the entire world. And it's just my honor and privilege to be here. Well, thank you for that. That's very kind words of you. And yes, I reserve the right on this channel to put words in your mouth. Rick is dropping his link. Thank you, Rick, for doing that. You guys are always welcome to do that. I only have a son. All right, I got you. I didn't know if they were, okay. Daughtry. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was on American Idol, right? But I've been thinking about buying us tickets to the Jimmy Buffett concert. But I hate public and I hate people. But man, I would really like to go to that. But I hate people. Maybe I'll have to look to see how much first class tickets are. You know, maybe they got a first class where people won't touch me. They came out in the 2000s. The Daughtries? So is that a country band? Is that the family band? Because I think the Daughtries also play in Branson, Missouri. That's who it is. Not the American Idol guy, but the band, the family. Yeah, I think they play in Branson. Big John is back saying hello. I'm still talking to my honey bun, my sweetie pie, my girly friend out in the Philippines. How's the girl doing, John? How's the lady doing? Now, we got some single dudes in here. Does she have any friends that, you know, she would like to pimp out to our friends in here? Nice. Yes, Tim says that was a Hank Williams song. Not a junior, but a senior. Hank Williams Sr., right? Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? You won tickets off the radio? You had a radio contest, so okay. Jeff says no. All right. But I would like to see the Jimmy Buffett thing, but I don't like crowds, and I'm not going to do it. But man, I would like to. Maybe I can park my car close and listen. Rick says, thank you, Keith, for subscribing. Tim says, yes, sir. Yes, 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 yes. That's cool. See, isn't it? You know, old time. I remember that. Does that make me old that I remember that song? What you got cooking? Good looking. You know? That's crazy. Does anybody else like Jimmy Buffett? Are you guys all that kind of... I'm really big into that Jimmy Buffett vibe. You know, I like the Hawaiian vibe, you know. I like tropical music in a lot of different ways. I like Asian music, believe it or not, the mellow stuff. One of the people that I would like to go see, and I can't remember his name now, is the guy that won American Idol a few years ago, the big Hawaiian kid. I like that type of music. I'm not a hard, loud rocker. I'm a ballad guy. I like to listen to music. Yep, I do win a lot of tickets from 94.1 and 98.5. Damn. Man, I don't win anything. Big John said, well, if you are old because you remember that, I must be old too because I remember it. Jeff says, Jimmy is cool. Jimmy is cool. It broke my heart when he died, but I understand that he has to die. But I really am. I can't remember the big Hawaiian kid who won American Idol a couple years ago, man, but I dig that vibe. And the other Hawaiian guy who's dead now, I can't remember his name either, who, man, that type of music, and he was outstanding. I mean, but he weighed, what, 600 pounds when he died? I can't remember his name, but he's outstanding. Jeff's been to a lot of concerts. Wow. I've only been to a couple. I went to the Eagles and REO Speedwagon. Rich is in the house. Good to see you, Rich. How are you? Thank you for being here. You give a thumbs up to everybody if you would. To us in the live. Say hello to each other. Hey, Good Looking was released in 1951. Hell, that's like 400 years before I was born. Maybe my dad listened to it. You know what the other genre I really like, and I know why I like it? Jeff says Magic Springs. Yeah, I've been to Magic Springs. My wife hasn't. We might go to Silver Dollar City this year. Magic Springs is 4.5 hours from us. Branson is 2 hours. Been to more, but I can only get to post 6 bands so far. All right, that's cool. Here's another genre that I really like, and that's truck driving music. I sit out here and listen to truck driving music. I like truck driving music. My dad was a truck driver when I was a little kid. My dad was a dickhead and an asshole, but the only time that he seemed to be happy and nice is when he was listening to truck driving music, like Teddy Bear and Phantom 419 or 409 and all of that, you know. But I'm also a big American music fan. And what I mean by that is things like Neil Diamond, you know, America, those type of things, you know, Don McLean and American Pie. I like patriotic songs, you know, some Bruce Springsteen, you know, I like that type of stuff. I do. I'm not a hard rocker. Jeff says, nasty trucking music. Yeah, I like trucking music. I do. It's kind of crazy. I like John Denver, too. After I finish my homework, I will go back to your stream. All right. Well, thank you for letting us know, and thank you for doing that. Jeff says, my dad had this tape. Oh, my God. This tape. Oh, my God. The trucker music tape. I like all of them. Very, very cool. So I kind of, you know, the funny thing is, I think a lot of people like to listen to the music, right? I like to listen to the lyrics. I like storytelling. I'm a big fan of music that is storytelling. you know, it's kind of like the same thing with movies. My wife and I, and TV, my wife wants to watch things where all they do is kill each other and blow shit up. Well, I want to hear the dialogue. I want to understand what's going on with the dialogue. Trucker music is cool, but I was talking about the the Nasty Trucker song. Oh, I guess I don't know that one. Jeff, I thought you just meant trucker music was nasty. I didn't know they made a nasty trucker song, trucker tape. I didn't know that. Man, see, I'm like Big John. Big John and I are clean-minded. Tim and I are clean-minded. We have clean minds, Jeff. There was a tape. I'll have to Google that and see if I can find some of it. Jamie's in the house. Unbothered Avocado. Miss Avocado is here. You guys all need to say hello to Jamie. Jamie, how are the babies? Jamie, what kind of music do you listen to? Good to see you, young lady. Everybody's getting excited about Branson in October. We're going to try to talk Jeff into coming up. Tony the Walrus from Texas and a couple other people looks like they're going to be coming up. So we may have a nice little crowd for Branson, Missouri. And October the 3rd. I keep putting that out there so you guys all know. Jamie says she likes the oldies. Tim says, hello, Jamie. Good to see you. How you, Tim? What do you're a young lady. Now, I want to know this. What do you consider oldies? I mean, you may consider the 80s oldies music. You know what I mean? I consider the 80s, you know, badass because that's where I grew up in. Bruce, the baby boy, is asleep. Excellent. Jamie has a little baby that's, what, 4 or 5 months old now. She's saying, hello, Jeff. Good to see you. Good to see you. I do like 50s music. I like a little bit of everything, I guess. 50s, 60s, and 70s. All right, 70s is really good rock music. Southern rock in the 70s was badass. The 60s had some kind of bubblegum pop along with the 50s. That bubblegum pop is what I call it, you know. The poodle skirts and all of that crap, you know. Bubblegum pop. But I don't know. Tim, you ain't got to point that shit out, you know. You ain't got to point out the fact, well, the 50s were 76 years ago, young Tim. Man, Maybelle will be 3 months old this month. All right. Congratulate our friends with their new baby, about the same time you had your baby. They were over on Sunday, and I got a lot of little videos I need to put together with Lily and the baby and how excited Lily was. But they came over Sunday for dinner for the first time and brought their baby over to visit us. Jeff says 30s was the era. I thought, I'm not going to lie. Did they even do music in the 30s? Did they have music in the 30s? I don't know. But yes, 80s, 36 years ago. On you, Tim. The 30s and the 30s where it all started. I thought it all started in the 50s with Johnny B. Bad and Elvis Presley and all of those people. That was a fly walking in front of the camera. I don't know. You know, I do like it. Now, I gotta admit, it's not really popular, but I do like big band music, some swing. I'm a big bluegrass fan, but I don't want to listen to it a lot. Country's okay. None of that crying in your beer, whining about your dead dog shit, because I have to cry in my beer and whine about my dead dog. So none of that, but some country's okay. But I do like the classics. I am a big, you know, Bach fan, some of the classical music. I'm not a big opera fan, but I'll go to opera. I've been to a couple of operas. I find them a little, you know. I like a little bit of everything. What I have found every time I go to, here's what's important. Every time I go to a public music event, well, public event together, I think what I've learned is it's super important that I leave my clothes on. Because when I get naked in public, people get mad for some reason. I don't know why, but Motown's good, probably because from the great city of Detroit. Tim says, Cab Calloway, Minnie the Moocher. Yes, Minnie the Moocher was in the Blues Brothers. Remember that? The movie called The Blues Brothers? There's the dog, Lee. Everybody say hello to the dog named Lily. Lily, you doing all right over there, Lily? Guys, say hi to Lily. Lily the dog. Yeah, Minnie the Moocher was in the Blues Brothers. Hello, Jamie. So good to see you, Patrick says. Patrick says, hello, Jamie, Miss Avocado. Good to have you in the stream. Pat, are you still looking for hot chicks? I'm just wondering. Is Jimmy still in here or did Jimmy give up? Jimmy may have found a hot chick on my live stream earlier. So him and the hot chick may have disappeared behind the scenes in a private messaging chat thing. Hi, Pat. Good to see you, Patrick. Well, Patrick said he's going to come over and cook dinner for me, but he just never does it, Jamie. I'm very disappointed. Rick says, hello to you, Miss Avocado. Good to see you. Yes, Rick had a rough day at work, so everybody, give Rick some empathy, some sympathy, Say, Rick, we feel for you, brother. We feel for you. We know how the hell it is to have shitty customers. Hi, Rick, Jamie says. Patrick likes that because, he keeps promising to cook me dinner and he never does, but that's all right. He's not hurting my feelings. He didn't bother me any. Rick, I'm sorry I missed your live stream. I was busy with the kitty cats. I don't see, and Rick, and I don't know why, but I've subscribed and hit the alert bell, but I don't get notification. If you follow us on Facebook, you can always message me and let me know when you go live. I try to do that with others because we just don't get the notifications like we should. Pat, you're done eating now. Patrick, are you done? What did you eat for dinner, Patrick? Everybody asked Patrick, Patrick, what did you eat for dinner? Did you bother to share with anybody else? No. I got my eyeballs. If we want to back in time, the first recording for everybody to listen to was Thomas Edison's 1877. But do you remember what Thomas Edison, what the recording was, what the words on the recording was? That's the trivia of the night. Pat says, I don't get them either. Well. The notification, yeah, and I don't know why that happens. I really don't. And then the weird thing is I get notifications of channels that I don't remember asking for notifications for. And then the other really weird thing is I get notifications of my own personal stuff 2 and 3 days later. I get a notification on my channel that my channel did something 2 and 3 days later. No, I don't think it was Mary Little Lamb, was it? I don't know. I thought it was something about, hello, can you hear me now? I thought it was more like, hello, can you hear me now? I don't know. Pat says, it's been too hot to cook. So I instead been eating crackers and chips. He's been eating high quality food is what he's done because it's too hot to cook. All right, I can relate to that. I cooked Lorelei's food for her breakfast, and then we had cod, battered cod and hush puppies is what we had today. That's what she took to work. Here's something that we have found, and you guys probably don't really care about this, but here's something that's kind of weird for us. Lorelei and I have really stopped eating out a whole lot. We barely eat out anymore, unless we're on a road trip or something. But we don't eat out a lot anymore. But the last couple times we've eaten out, we went to a Mexican place yesterday, a drive-thru that we've been to a bunch of times. The food doesn't sit well with us. We buy something at Sam's, and it doesn't, prepared food, it doesn't sit well with us. I don't know why. Let me see. Rick says, very understandable, Miss Jamie. Yes. I made tomato soup with jasmine rice in it and shredded cheese. Rice, tomato soup, and cheese. I've never had tomato soup with cheese in it. I like tomato soup, I really do, especially with grilled cheese sandwiches. But I've never had rice and tomato soup. That's interesting. Now I'm thinking I should put corn in it. Can you hear me? Was Alexander Bill's Graham's 1876. Okay, see? I wonder who he was talking to. Was he talking to his secretary across the hallway? I know he wasn't very far, right? Can you hear me now? Was it, can you hear me now? You know? Or was it, can you bring me a beer from the refrigerator, honey? We had chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, and gravy and green beans. Holy shit, butt farts. What restaurant did you go to, Jeff? Because that sounds like Cracker Barrel. 'Cause I love chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, and gravy and green beans. And sweet rolls. That sounds like Cracker Barrel. Just saying. Watson, come here. I need you. It could be. That's funny. The wife cooked. All right. Well, that's a good wife. Holy shit and butt farts, Jeff. Do you deserve a wife that can cook you that kind of food? Man, that's good eating. I hope you tell her thank you and how much you appreciate her and all of that shit, because I would like that. I mean, my wife doesn't cook really American food. My wife's a good cook, but not American food. And being a fat white guy, an American guy, I like American food, you know. I like mid-American food. And how us fat people are. I had to teach her. I'm the cook. All right, I get it, but at least she does it. Tim doesn't like chicken fried steak. I like it. I like chicken fried, but I could eat mashed potatoes a lot. Mashed potatoes and gravy. I'm a just big mashed potato and gravy fan. I really am. I like brown gravy, white gravy, purple gravy, doesn't matter. I like gravy, you know. My wife's a pretty good cook, but she's a Filipino food cook, and she does make really good marinades for steaks and ribs. But, uh-oh, my dog's gonna get a bird. Oh, my dog's doing something else. Yes, yes, yes. But it's still good, even though you had a teacher that she did it for you. Man. Only if it's good gravy. Yes, yes. I'm a big gravy fan. I gotta admit, I like gravy on stuff. I don't know why. I like sausage and biscuit gravy. I had it at McDonald's this morning while I was changing the tire, rotating my tires, aligning my front end, and changing my oil. I had a biscuit and gravy at one of the local franchises that we own called McDonald's, and I don't know what they did, but somehow that batch of sausage had so much red peppers in it, I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die right there at McDonald's. Wasn't gonna make it home. Gravy is good. Wendy's has a good biscuit. No, really? I didn't know they had biscuit and gravy. Wendy's does? Wendy's? Tim says shit on a shingle is good. Sloppy Joe? You didn't know McDonald's did, but you knew Wendy's did? All right, Jeff. I don't know. I just like, you know, I really do like a good biscuit and gravy. McDonald's biscuits are too hard. You know, I don't know what they're doing, but the bottoms of them are too hard. Sub to you, Jeff Patrick did. Thank you, and left a comment. Jeff, they don't have biscuits and gravy here at Really? They don't have one down where you are in Little Rock? Biscuit and gravy? My God, I would have thought they would have had biscuit and gravy there. So where's the best place to get biscuit and gravy? And this is a question for everybody. If you want a good biscuit, white gravy, and sausage gravy, where are you gonna go? What restaurant, chain restaurant, because obviously we can't go to mom and pops. What restaurant would you guys go to get a good biscuit and gravy? Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate that. They're hard to eat. There's something about them. They overcook them, or they're trying to make they're doing something, and they're just not. They're not fresh. They're not good. They don't feel fresh. Jeff says you got to go to Wendy's. I'm going to go through our Wendy's one of these days, and I'm going to look at the menu because we do have a Wendy's here, but I've never seen breakfast on Wendy's here. I don't even know if they serve breakfast here. I mean, never have seen that. I have been working on where we're all going to eat in Branson, Missouri, though. I've been studying the restaurants in Branson for all of us, try to pick a great place. I mean, I think Cracker Barrel's gravy is too floury. But I prefer Frontier Diner there. Yeah, I like the mom and pop diners, you know, but yeah, I do. I don't know, I'm just thinking. I Cracker Barrel. Not because Cracker Barrel did stupid shit with their decor, but their meatloaf is prepackaged. I don't know what I thought. I thought maybe they had a little bit of cooking to be done. It's just all prepackaged crap. So we got burned out on Cracker Barrel. Golden Corral's not bad. That's where I found that wedding ring today, believe it or not. I found a wedding ring. It's on my Facebook page. You guys want some pictures. Between not Cracker Barrel, Golden Corral and the Firestone dealership, I found a wedding ring. It's metal and diamonds. Golden Corral is a little bland for me, so you got to make sure you load up on pepper. But then again, it's supposed to be that way for the masses. I used to make good gravy. I really did. I used to make good gravy. I used to be really good at gravies. But yeah, I like gravies. But if anybody's missing a wedding ring, if you can tell me certain things about it, you can have it back. It has, you see the pictures, it's round. It's two-tone metal. It kind of looks like palladium, but I don't know if it is. And it has like a thing of diamonds in it, maybe 6, 10, 12 diamonds in it. Little bitty diamond chips, not big diamonds, diamond chips. Jeff says every Sunday they have biscuit and gravy. That's a good life, man. You're living the good life. I don't get anything I want in this household. You know what happens in this household? I get up, the dog wakes me up at 6:30. I feed the dog goes to bed. I usually have a juice, vitamins, my medicine, and if I got a banana or watermelon, whatever fruit I got. Man, I'm going crazy tonight. All right, Lily, it's enough. So, and then I have to, but my wife is truly blessed because I get up, or she gets up, she gets a big, beautiful fruited waffle with blueberries and blackberries and raspberries, a big, beautiful Belgian waffle. She gets 2 beautifully cooked eggs with a little lightly peppered on it. She gets 4 sausage links, Johnson sausage links, perfectly cooked, along with some very, very good Canadian maple syrup that's organic. That's what she gets. I'm like if I get a banana in the morning. Give more clues, so I say it's mine. There you go. Damn it, yeah. So I am, you know, I'm suffering. I'm the one who's suffering. And then I got to cook her lunch. Now, granted, she has a job, so it's not that bad, right? If I had a job, she would do it. But she would probably make me eat like pork neck soup with cabbage, you know? Like, oh no, you gotta eat the cabbage, it's good for you. Here, eat more greens. You gotta eat some of these damn bok choy crapping vegetables. Or this Asian spinach. Here, My wife believes in green vegetables. She's like, oh no, you need to eat all these green vegetables. You'll lose weight and be healthier. Yeah, but they suck. They taste bad. So, you know, I'm not a green vegetable guy except for green beans. Then I like the French style green beans. I like coleslaw. Does anybody like coleslaw? I like coleslaw. I just don't like cooked cabbage very much. I like that. I know Patrick likes coleslaw. You guys want to see? Here, the lights came out of my patio. You guys want to see my patio? I'm sitting out by the tree tonight because it was hot. But see my lights on my patio? You guys see that? These are solar little cool lights that I put on. When it gets really dark, they shine up to the roof into the ground. You can kind of see that on that corner. You see how they kind of glow up on the corner there? And they grow down to the bottom. They light up the concrete. And then that lamp there is a new lamp we got at Sam's Club on clearance. It's kind of like a reading lamp. And then we got, I don't know what you call these twinkle lights by our sign. That's our logo there. Not our logo, but that's just a thing I made for Lorelei and I. A metal making company made that sign for me. It says David and Lorelei on it. But that's my back patio. Let's see. No cabbage. No wife likes coleslaw. No, my wife likes coleslaw. Okay. How about how them fans? No. Okay. Here's Jeff. Here's the vote on the fans. All right. I'll tell you this. I do think the light fixture works pretty well, but the fan does not. I regret buying them. Well, I don't regret buying them. I just think they were a waste of $50 because I could have bought light rings that would have been the same brightness for probably $12 each. But the fan does do enough. The blades are either not big enough or they're not turned the right pitch. They don't move any air. So I think I wouldn't buy them. I wouldn't buy those fans. Now maybe a bigger one, a better quality, because these really are what are kind of what I would see in Asia, hanging over a little mom and pop thing where they're selling chickens to keep the flies away. So the quality is extremely low of what I bought, but the light is really bright. But I could have bought a light ring for $12, not bought two ceiling fans for $50 that don't move any air. Because I really wanted the ceiling fans to move the air in the garage. I wanted to push a lot of air, and they don't push hardly any air. So kind of wasted my, and then I broke one, I gotta admit. I dropped it again and I broke it. So I can't return it because I broke it. So, just saying. Martin is in the house. Ooh, the sun is setting here in Switzerland. The sun will rise in 2 hours. Outstanding. Switzerland's sun is going down and the sun is coming up. That's outstanding, my friend. Everybody say hello to Martin. Good to have you back. Good light, bad airflow. Damn it. Yeah, good light, bad airflow. I needed the airflow more than anything. And I know a lot of people, and my garage isn't fancy enough, but a lot of people put some of those big ass fans, you know, in their garages, and it moves air like nobody's business, but mine's not. I just wanted some more air current when we're out there because, you know, we don't get any air coming through the garage. We don't have like a garage door and then a side door to allow the air circle. Yeah, it gets hot in the garages here. It really does. I mean, it gets hot enough in a garage here that you don't want to leave, like my mobility scooter batteries. During the summer, I bring them into the house because the garage can be extremely hot. And then the other problem is if Lorelei comes home and she just pulls straight into the garage and shuts the door, all of that heat in your car fills the garage up. So I had a friend taught me many years ago, and we don't do it, but he used to park his car outside and then let it cool off, and then he would move it into the garage before he shut the garage up. Martin says he's currently staying up every night because of soccer. Ew. Martin says, hello, Jeff, how are you? Soccer, so you must be a fan of soccer. I'm not. But I'm glad you are. Soccer. It feels like 93 to 10. I don't know if you guys can, is it getting dark on me? I don't know what it is. It's been a pretty hot day, but it's been a nice day. So you guys don't forget a thumbs up. Hello, Jeffrey, 93 in the Philippines, a funny little hat. Where? Who has a funny little hat? Where? Tell me. You guys, am I starting to get too dark? You guys may not be able to see me here in a minute. Who's wearing a funny little hat? All I know is the guy is very handsome looking. Yeah. Don't be jealous of my hat. It's okay. I understand that people get jealous of my good looks, my tropical shirts. What the hell is that? My hats. I get that people get jealous, and I understand. It's 10 p.m., 10 a.m. for you there in the Philippines. Yes. Yeah, we're going to jump off of here because the mosquitoes have come out, and give you guys some light in a minute. And since it's getting dark out, Switzerland is among the 8 best teams in the world. We play Argentina in the quarterfinals tomorrow. Ooh, that's a great question. Do we think girls from, and see, we're a channel that talks about things. So do we think girls in Argentina would be better looking than girls in Switzerland? So who has the better looking girls? You know, the world doesn't care who wins soccer. They care who has the better looking women. Just saying. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. But let's sign off. Everybody say goodbye to each other. We thank you. Leave a thumbs up as you go out. Subscribe if you haven't done that. And we appreciate you guys. We'll be live again, here soon. So we're going to be doing our morning educational live streams where we talk about real life and all of that good crap and try to become better human beings. In the mornings and the nighttime, we're just going to talk shit. So we do appreciate everybody coming in more than you know. A lot of good people here tonight, so thank you all for that. You guys all stay safe. Remember, if you need us, all you got to do is ask, and we'll do what we can to help. Tim, take care. That's a hard decision, but it's a good debate. Martin says they are both very beautiful. My son married an Argentine. Well, so your son is brilliant. It's good to marry a girl from another country because then you learn a lot and you have a good time. And it's not boring. So, all right, my friends, you guys all take care. Martin,